Interesting. Oh. Anyone know how long this chapter is? Just so I have a rough idea of how much longer I'm going to have to... I say have to. How much longer it's going to be. Just going to make plans. For the rest of my morning. It's easy to miss, but beneath that quarter-acre swarm of moths, that's Gortina pitiocampa, the prominent heart and club moth. Their diet is mostly constrained to lichen, but they make an exception for sunflowers. Is a quarter-acre sunflower orchard, and beneath that sunflower orchard there are two small lots with small houses, positioned so they just about butt right up against each other. The houses are empty now of human life. There's no sign of a person or anything living except for moths and overgrowth. There are some pipes bolted into the cave wall near the perimeter, and a few stone scars where other pipes have been ripped away by scavengers. These once supported the large grow lamps that fed the sunflowers. The lamps are gone now. Once this crop of sunflowers is picked away, it's unlikely anything else will grow here but lichen, moss, and rock formations. The prominent heart and club moth will move on. The houses will be visible again, at least until somebody strips them for building materials, or the river washes them away. The houses were once inhabited by two sisters. Why they built their houses so close together, or lived in any proximity at all, is a mystery, since they clearly despised one another. It's possible that neighbouring houses were an attempt at reconciliation, but it didn't work. If anything, close quarters just turned up the pressure, until those decades of closely held resentments and animosities were pretty near to boiling over. All that energy had to go somewhere, and both sisters had the same idea. They took up gardening. They both cultivated sunflowers, an improbable crop for this location. Too improbable to be coincidence. Maybe the sunflower had some special meaning for them? Or maybe when one sister saw her rival sowing the impossible seed, she knew at once she couldn't bear to be outdone. Which sister had the greener thumb, we'll never know. The stalks tangled, the roots knotted, and the seeds mixed. Those gangly sunflowers merged the two lots into one undifferentiated field. The two sisters moved out, probably around the same time moths started showing up. Of course, there was no selling the lots then, overgrown and bug-chewed as they are. In fact, if those sisters ever tried to sell, they'd be in for a rude shock. Not long ago, a property tax clerk, having seen the two adjoining lots, registered to the same last name, presumed they belonged to the same owner and erased the legal border between them. What a random story. Oh, shit. Move, you stupid cable. Valkyrie and Blue lounge below deck. Clara, Kate, and I stopped to do some business by telephone. Oh. Act 4, Scene 4. A phone. Interesting, you're using a phone and everyone's just standing there staring at you. I guess we're going to be here for a minute. Looks like they have a few calls to make. I should probably call someone too. Oh yeah? Who are you calling? I should call Julian. Oh wow, he's got a phone up there? I bet they all share a phone, right? All the birds. The big bird phone up in the sky. That's ridiculous. He uses the one at the museum. Makes sense. Well, guess I'll head back aboard. Might see if I can find any of the good stuff stashed in there. Maybe in the spice cabinet? Maybe in the medicine cabinet. That's where it belongs. Hell, who am I talking to? Don't listen to me, kid. I'll see you in a few. Excuse me? Conway? You just gonna swim back to the boat? Is Conway okay? Okay, fair enough. I don't have to read this one. No, the bears have taken over. Oh, whoops.
I keep hearing these noises whenever I close my eyes.
Fucking what, though?
Bells ringing. But the bells aren't metal bells or ceramic
Excuse
bells
me,
or
what?
sound bells like normally hear. They're like this weird. I can't even describe the material. It's just resonant. Just ringing resonant. And as soon as I don't close my eyes again, there's nothing.
Fucking what, though?
I remember driving across an old dirt road.
Okay, we've got 22 of these to read, to listen to.
My birthday party at McDonald's in Hawaii. I got a toy that I didn't like. I broke it. Being caught in the jungle gym. I was crying so that monster truck rally that my parents take me out. And they miss it. One of those two. Seriously? Whether I wear boots or sneakers, my feet always feel damp. Cold and damp.
Well, I was hoping that you'd be able to tell me why I can't sleep. It seems like it's been a long time, and it seems like it's been it just time to sleep now.
I remember going to a house in Aroostook County, Maine. I was 2. We were moving, and we were driving up in a white Nissan station wagon with faux wood paneling. And
Is this Walt
it was
Jr.
the
from
first
Breaking
time I'd
Bad?
seen the house that I was gonna live in for the next 7 years. Being washed in the bathroom sink.
What?
I was just parking my car. I had to parallel park it. The street that I live on was full, but there was a. But it just got cold today for like the first time in a long time. So I had the heat on. And whenever you have the heat on in an old car, it definitely smells a certain way. It smells kind of like it almost smells. You can like smell that it's hot, and you can feel it too. But the smell that it is like from the car itself. Like
What is what are these people talking about?
And there's been a lot of smoking going on in that car, so it's not exactly a pleasant smell, but it's definitely strong and it's definitely there. And with the windows down, you can also smell that it's cold. So you get both. And that feeling together is super familiar if you've been in old cars a lot. Anyway, I was parking and I had to go in and out about it like 3 times, but when I finally finished parking, it was like perfect. Both wheels against the curb, and that's when I had like this double memory. When I first learned how to drive, my mom taught me how to parallel park. She told me the story about her dad, who was a motorcycle cop, taught her how to parallel park. And every time she parallel parked, she would take
Is there
out
not a limit on answering
dime,
machine length?
and if she could fit the dime between the wheel of her car and the curve of the street, then she had to do it again. She didn't do that for me, but every time that I got upset about
Oh, good fucking lord. Well, now I'm not going to be able to sleep. Thank you.
What? I'm about to cross the ocean. I worry about my dog.
Oh.
Can't sleep anywhere near a place. The gas is sold. Not when it's being sold, when it's not being sold.
What?
It was tough to hold on to this thing, but yeah, my hands are pretty damp.
What?
I remember the number 10 and a flashcard with a turkey on it. It had a yellow background.
The frogs are too loud.
I agree with that one.
Not a whole lot. I guess I was walking.
I mean, some of these are obviously like earliest memory kind of questions.
Top part of Florida. My mother accidentally pushed me into a spider web. I freaked out a lot.
Yeah, he's literally said it there.
That's the first thing I remember.
We were sent for.
Okay, we're done. Will, is that your answering machine? Because that's very strange. Shannon, don't you go diving in too. It's actually really cold and kind of dangerous. Did he say where he was going? He went to get some medicine. Oh, maybe his leg is still bothering him, or an early hangover? I'll have to tell him I have some more painkillers in the truck. So, any important messages? Every single one. Where are you headed tonight, small man? Oh yeah, no, hang on. He said he was studying psychotherapy or something, didn't he? Forgot about that bit from earlier. Just following my friends. Is this young woman your friend? We met Ezra earlier tonight, and he's been very helpful. I'm hoping we can return the favour once we get back above ground. Poor kid was sleeping at the bus station and just lost track of his folks. He'll be alright. He's more at home down here than any of us. Trust me, I have an eye for it. Hello. Kate! Thanks for calling. How are you feeling? Pregnant! Couldn't get settled in bed, so I was just watching TV. Some cooking show about high-concept junk food, and everyone from my high school chemistry class was there, making cupcakes out of old bicycle parts. I think I might have dozed off for a bit, actually. Honestly, this baby can come out whenever he wants. I'm completely over it. Good for you, you sound really confident. Oh, it's all an act. I'm actually... The phone line makes a horrible sound. Whoa, God! The phones down here are such a mess. Hey, Kate, I really appreciate you checking in. I have your pager number, and so does Eric, just in case I'm too, distracted or whatever. I'll let you go. I should try to eat something. Try some of that lichen oil I left, just to help settle your stomach. Okay, thanks. Maybe I'll just chew on some ice. Talk to you soon, Kate, hopefully. I like Kate. She's quirky. Just checking in on a client. Did I mention I'm a birth doula? What is that? That's like a nurse, right? Let's ask, actually, because I don't know. Well, no. I don't have any formal medical training or licensing. Just a lot of experience. I think most women who hire me mainly want someone in the delivery room who doesn't treat childbirth like some kind of disease to be cured. I mean, no hard feelings against doctors, but they have their own process. And it can be pretty alienating sometimes. How does that fit with being a tugboat captain? Some women choose to come... women choose to come labour on the boat, actually. Okay. For the rest, I have a backup, just in case I can't get back to dry land in time. I've been lucky and only had to lean on her a handful of times. out of several hundred births. You'd never believe how many people are just born all the time. Your friend went back aboard? His leg is bothering him. Yeah, I thought he seemed a little pained, especially when he moved. Okay. I'm glad you phoned. I was just thinking of you. Who is Clara? Is this a person we've met before? Sorry I didn't call this week. I've been travelling constantly. Oh, that's fine. I visited the hospital yesterday. I went to visit Uncle Andreas, but they moved him. Now he's in a hospice care facility run by some old Polish nun. Everyone says it's very nice. I asked them about visiting and they said he didn't want any visitors. He's just being stubborn. Yeah, it's typical of Andreas. I was thinking, maybe, if you came to visit, he would see you. All those afternoons you two would go drinking beers by the river. Don't you think it would mean a lot to him if he could say goodbye to you in person? We must take him at his word. Maybe you know him better than I do, but I just don't believe anyone would really want to die alone. Oh, here's Mother at the door. We're going to try again in to see him. I hope the tour is going well. Love you. Be careful. My sister back home. She's very depressing to me this morning. My uncle Andreas is terminally ill and refusing visitors, and Nadia is making a stir about it. Sorry to hear. You close? Yes, but only recently. He lived abroad for most of my life. I only met him a few years ago. My sister is older, so she knew him as a child too. So I think her respect for him is distorted by sentiment. We must always take the dying at their word. Their motivations are beyond our understanding. The older man, he's swimming back to the Mammoth? No emergency, I hope. He's tending to his aching joints. Arthritis? Runs in my family too. Brandon approaches. I don't suppose any of you folks are headed past the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Not on this run, but we'll be coming back this way in a few hours. Well, I may still be here then. It's no big deal. I'll just hang out and read or something until it's time to head back to work. Hey, you folks are traveling with that old guy, right? With the leg? Is he okay? I saw him earlier tonight. He came by the storage facility for some files. He totally bit it on the staircase. He's okay though, right? I think so. I don't know him too well. He's a passenger. Cool. Hey, I guess he's well enough to swim. Well, have a good night. Or, morning, almost. What a weird stop. That right there is Ratliff Monuments, if you ever need a headstone carved, for a loved one, I mean. Violet Ratliff, never married, nevertheless bore 6 children, Earl, Kelly, Barb, Wrong, young Earl, and Beauty. Earl and young Earl. Oh, those poor kids. And for each birth, she locked the doors of Ratliff Monuments for only one day, even with young Earl, when she was in labour for 36 hours. How does that happen? Well, that's what folks said, and I met her, and I believe them. She had the unyielding disposition of a cliffside. None of Violet's children had any desire to go into monument making. Earl was more interested in car speakers. This was to be a lifelong passion for Earl, though cut short by bad wiring. The run of the shop fell at last to young Earl, the only Ratliff still at home when his mother finally passed at 82, and who then had the honour of engraving her headstone. He's done well for the most part. The shop was damaged by a flood several years ago. The showcase, a mock cemetery out front, was mostly washed away. Stone monuments bobbing violently in the first torrents of the flood eventually sank and spread along the channel bottom downriver, an elongated graveyard for no human loss, visited by eyeless fish and adorned with indifferent wreaths of algae. If a few stray stones ended up at the bottom of Lake Leth, too, we'll never know. Young Earl is the last of his short line, professionally, And there's nobody around qualified to carve his monument, so he's already claimed one of those at the bottom of the river for himself. Interesting. We're in just full-on tour mode now. I don't have to do anything but read. It's quite nice. Is this our destination? Ezra taught us a card game. Shannon, Ezra, the old man, and I stopped at the Radvansky Center to make some quick cash. How are we going to make some quick cash? Oh. Act 4, Scene 5. The Radvansky Center. Oh, we're looking through CCTV again. Awesome. That's what we like. Oh, shit. Clicked outside the screen. My bad. Good morning. Bags isn't feeling well. Long night. Poor kitty. What are you watching? Security tape from last night. Darrow left the lights on again. Should we slash his tires? I'll leave a stern note on his desk. Spare the rod. What are we doing today? Right, this is weird. You know that old vending machine? The one that only has tomato juice? No. The one they just stopped refilling. Remember, we rolled it out into the dock last August, and some scavenger stripped it for metal in the middle of the night? Darryl cut his hand cleaning up after them, and it got infected, remember? No. Okay, anyway, the rest of it ended up in the coat room, until finally Darryl was piling it into a big bag for the trash barge to pick up, and he came across this box lost behind all the junk. Check it out. This looks old. Yeah, there's a bunch of videotapes and completed questionnaires. I looked up the reference number, and it's never been processed. So I guess that's what we're doing today. There's no date on it, we'll just have to make one up. Unless there's some footage of a calendar or something in here. Flipping through the questionnaire. I guess these are old tests before we started doing the video exit interviews. That's annoying. Yeah, let's see. How do we do this? I'll run the tape, you interpret the questionnaire, and I'll type it up. Interesting. Right. This should be some basic information, and the first control test. Subject's general disposition. Jen looks over the questionnaire document from the envelope. Question, why are you here? To schedule ferry stop, not my final destination. Homesick. Demographic category. What's the first thing you remember? I remember a birdcage. Mid-20s. Do you think we should use the old categories or the new categories? Oh, right. Will the computer even still take the old ones? They're still in the menu. Okay. In that case, put in precarious. Sure. Oh, I forgot. Name? It says Marquez on the file. Whoa, Marquez? Are you sure? That's what it says. Do you know her? That can't be. No, that's not her. Did she come alone or with a group? I don't know. There's an extended monitoring tape here too. We could check on the dock when she showed up. This is kind of cool. No, definitely not. Oh, she's traveling with one of those creepy distillery guys. Him? Nah, he just looks like some old drifter. Maybe you're right. It's hard to tell in this light. Oh, it's... Wait, who is that? The guy in the hoodie. What? I've never seen him before. Really? He looks so damn... Shush phone. He looks so damn familiar. I thought maybe he was a former intern or something. He's a little old for that, right? No, I don't recognize him. Sorry. You're all deja vu this morning. It's spooky. Sorry. Just one of those days, I guess. I guess the old man is on dinghy guard duty. A noble assignment. So who was this lady? Oh, right. Well, do you remember Web TV? No. Okay, it was a community television station. The Consolidated Power Company had to fund it as, like, a punishment for owning too much of the broadcast spectrum or something. Oh, they used to screen your videos, right? Yeah. It was like a co-op. I did some maintenance and they gave me a slot to show my work. And they had that naked banjo guy late at night. Yeah, that's mainly what everyone remembers. I guess their whole mandate was community expression. He was certainly expressive. Oh wait, was Web that one that... the flood, right? Yeah. Damn. So Shannon Marquez. Did she have a naked banjo show too? What? No. Let me guess. Which of the following sentences best describe you? I grieve for fading memories. I'm haunted, unable to forget. She had an exercise show? No, I've never heard of Shannon Marquez. It was Weaver Marquez, I knew. She worked at the station for a bit, and then she kind of left on kind of weird terms, actually. Anyway, where were we? Let's go back to the interviews. Okay, how do we rank her from the control test? Question. Without turning around to look, please describe the following objects. Bookshelf. There's 3 shelves, that's 4 shelves. Can I move this box, please? It has 3 shelves, I think. Shaped like a snake, no. Shaped like a it's nondescript. Reminds me of a museum, it reminds me of a department store, it reminds me of a library. Reminds me of a department store. Question. Poster. Oh, fuck, I haven't seen that. I don't remember the poster. I think it had circles on it. I have a poster in my workshop, a vintage advertisement for vacuum tubes. Poster in my workshop, a chart of resistor values. Lighting. 1 lamp. Average, I guess. Whoops. Average, okay. Oh, shit. Ah, circle, sort of circles. I didn't check the bookcase. Hello? Oh, shit. Okay. Is there any pie left in the break room? Daryl finished it off before he went home last night. Daryl is on thin ice. You're declaring enemies left and right. What? Who else? That other Marquez woman, Weaver. Didn't you... Oh, maybe I misunderstood. I thought I detected some, animosity. Oh, no, nothing like that. She wasn't the kind of person that you could like or dislike, really. She was just there, and all you could do was accept her. Like magnetism or gravity. Please describe, from memory, the following objects. Seating in the room behind you. A couch and a chair. Lighting in the room behind you. Buzzing fluorescence and a standing lamp. Air quality in the last room which you fell asleep. Oh. I think I fell asleep on the boat for a minute. The air was warm but refreshing. Well, this Marquez is pretty normal so far. Oh yeah, they're definitely different people. I just wonder if they're related or something. I never imagined Weaver having any family. But I guess everyone has some family, right? Reading, distracted. What? Oh, sure, probably. Okay, let's go on to the next test. That is a fat cat. Fat cat. Jen, look who it is. Oh, I miss that kitty. I forget what became of the white one. Her name was Coconut, and she disappeared without a trace. Easy come, easy go. I wouldn't say easy. I had to leave food on the dock for a week before she'd come inside. She only stuck around for a month or 2. You probably saw quite a lot of her. I remember you were working nights then. She was a nocturnal creature. Yeah, that's right, I remember. Talk to the kitty. Oh, it's a sad kitty. I like the way it turns to look at me. It's very cat-like. But I can't touch it, unfortunately. Right. Apple. Pear. Something. Something. Archway. Diamond. Alright, apple, pear. Archway with a diamond. Cat. 1 lamp. 4 fluorescent lights. Let's see what it asks me. Excuse me? Oh, I must have missed the button. Oh no, I've picked something up. What am I doing? Oh. Oh. Wait. I don't remember this test. Oh. Did we cut this one? What's the questionnaire like? No, this is just... Sometimes if I can't make it in for a few days, I might leave a note to feed the cats. For the test subjects? Wow. How do you know they'll do it? I read it on, university letterhead. Jen, that is unethical. At least I don't use university property and research equipment to make weird video art. Very well then, I contradict myself. I wonder which is the nobler transgression. I'll settle that question. It's nobler to feed kitties. That's awesome. Damn it, I was paying attention to the background and everything. Hello? No? Oh, yep. There we go. Oh, okay. This is before the CD players. I hope she remembered to rewind. I never did. And Daryl would be in all night, rolling all those tapes back one by one in his little Walkman. He still has that thing. Says he uses it at the gym. I think he's just too attached to his old mixtapes. He is so sentimental, our Daryl. These tapes had sounds from my apartment building. Did you know that? Oh? I thought it was stock sound effects from the library. Yeah, the CDs are. But when it was on tape, Daryl had me borrow a tape recorder from the music department and go collect them myself. He showed me a first draft of the questionnaire. I think some of them are still in there, like... Question, what are you thinking about immediately before listening to the tape? I was thinking about my cousin. After the tape ended, how quickly did your thoughts return to that subject? I'd forgotten until just now. Right, I don't really get the point in that question. I think it's just there to set a baseline for the introspection index. So all the doors opening and closing, those are all from your apartment? Most of them, yeah. Others were from the basement. We have these rows of storage closets down there. None of them are locked or anything. It's just like this weird row of doors. They're not even marked or differentiated. You have to keep count as you go and remember which one is yours. Mine is number 8. I went down there a little tipsy once. Sunday cleaning, you know. A few glasses of wine. Anyway, I accidentally opened number 9, and it was full of mice. Like for a computer, I mean. They were all neatly arranged on shelves, organized by some inscrutable quality. Cables tied with Velcro. The neighborhood mouse hoarder. A collector, I think. I guess he lived next door. I told Daryl we should add a question, something like, while listening to the tape recordings of doors opening, if at any point you have any expectation or visualization of what might be on the other side of one of those doors, please write it down. Door number 9, I thought it might be a closet. I was just curious, I guess, since it was from my building. Like, I have a strong sense of where these doors lead, just by hearing them. But is that just from my memory, or is it inherent in the sound somewhere? Interesting. You should write a grant proposal. Oh, I wouldn't want to step on any toes. You know, university politics. Oh, here's another extended monitoring tape from the waiting room. Will is asleep. Busy night. There he is again, sleeping. Where do I know him from? It's going to drive me up the wall. Does he work at the university? Oh, that sounds familiar. Yeah, I think he might have worked there a long time ago. Maybe when I was an undergrad. Ah, the Paleolithic. I thought he looked a bit rugged. That's right, Jen. I went to college during the Stone Age. What was your major? Fire. I don't think he was a professor. Maybe staff? It's been so long. Sometimes I wish I'd just barreled through, like you did, instead of taking time off before grad school. I'm sure it was the right thing to do at the time. Yeah, or the only thing. I was such a mess. Did I ever tell you about that? My boyfriend died suddenly in my last year of college. Ah, poor thing. That's okay. It was a long time ago, but yeah, it really shook me up back then. He was studying aviation. We were both really into experimental music. We took a few art classes together. Wait, is that fucking, oh, what's her name? Lysette's son? That's so sad. How did... Sorry, never mind. No, it's okay. That's the thing, actually. I mean, that's what shook me up about it. It was just this random accident that never should have happened. And so sudden you could never see it coming. He was back home visiting his parents and he fell off a roof. See, it is. It's Lysette's son. It's all coming back together. Damn. I know what you mean. You can't predict that kind of, what do you call it, freak accident kind of thing. My psychiatrist says that's why I'm such a pessimist. Well, I think you're remarkably upbeat, all things considered. I mean, you know, that thing with your boyfriend and the roof, but also what happened to the TV station. Acts of God. You think? No, I mean, that's what you call it. That's what you say when it's nobody's fault. The plot thickens. Oh, what now? Speaking of the TV station, you were saying something earlier about that other Marquez girl. Oh, right. I was talking about Weaver. Yeah, what exactly happened with her? You said she left on weird terms? Yeah, well, so actually she just stopped showing up. That was pretty normal. It was all volunteers, right? Community television. Yeah, people didn't really give much advance notice. They just got bored and drifted away. It was more like an art project than a job for most people. Weaver Marquez helped manage the archives, like filing and sorting old tapes of broadcasts. I think she was pretty smart. She probably could have been more help fixing equipment or something. But she seemed content just to organize tapes. Nobody ever talked to her much, so when she left, no big deal. But then, a couple of months later, we started getting these bizarre interventions. Question. Please consider a particular moment earlier in the day or evening. Write down where you were, what you were doing, and who else was present. I was in my aunt and uncle's house with a friendly old man I just met. I fixed a TV set. For the remainder of this test, we will refer to that moment as the episode. Oh my. Someone would be doing a show in their normal time slot, and then suddenly the feed would cut. We'd still be broadcasting, but our signal was totally jammed. Oh, like interference? I mean total blackout, and then this video would come on, clearly shot in our studio at some point, and it was her, Weaver Marquez. She'd be standing in the middle of the studio facing the camera. It's a bit fuzzy in my memory, but I do remember the sound, this awful hum. Like that was how she did it. She made a hum so sinister, it drove our signal into hiding. As you read the first marked passage, an excerpt from Door Jam Design, Repair and Cleaning by R. Grosch, please take note of any new details you recall from the episode and at what point in the text they are recalled to you. When he described the dust that accumulates on a door jamb, I thought of how empty the house felt before. The author used a metaphor I hadn't heard before, cleaner than a stopped clock, and reminded me of this strange mold that had accumulated on the TV. Let's go with that one. Then there were these on-screen captions, exactly the same every time. I don't remember what they said. Something creepy. Wow. We had a title maker at the station, but it was a different font. I guess she recorded it at Web and then took it somewhere else to add the captions? I don't know. We all did a lot of speculating about how she made the video. Why she made the video. Yeah, why not just broadcast it normally? It was community television, right? Couldn't be any worse than the Naked Banjo Guy. Yeah, exactly. Some people thought it was a protest or something, but I know she didn't have anything against the station. To me, it felt kind of urgent. Like she would have done her broadcast through the proper channels, but something came up. A crisis or something. The second marked passage is a poem by N. Shield called 3 Views Through a Door. As you read this passage, please again write down any new details you recall from the episode. Oh man, there's a lot of reading. When I read the stanza about watching the rain through the doorway, I remembered that the TV had got a lot of water damage, which is strange. And even some moss growing in it. That'll do. How often did it happen? A lot. dozens of times. It went on for years. We even thought about asking the police to look into it, but it's so hard to locate a pirate signal. I mean, it could come from any direction, you know? It's all just waves. Exactly. The third marked passage is a reproduction of A Caller's Guide to the Etiquette of Closed Doors, a pamphlet published anonymously sometime in the 19th century. Again, write down any new details of the episode that are recalled to you while reading this text. The text said something about hitting your knuckles on the right part of the door to maximize resonance throughout the door. Made me think about the weird acoustics down here. They make me feel strangely at home. Weaver's video showed up again right before the flood. Actually, I think it might have been the last thing we ever broadcast. That way. Oh, look. Can you read the date? Damn, I can't read it either. It may not even have been current. I remember for a while we had a calendar up that was just like years behind. I think Daryl liked the picture. What was it? Best friends. Every month there was a different pair of animals that were friends. That is adorable. I think I'm going to be sick. You don't remember that? That weird intern brought it in from home. What was his name? Who? Oh, you remember. He was always like... I mean, we would make fun of him for... Damn. He's almost completely gone from my brain. So many interns coming and going then. I guess I didn't bother even remembering their names. I wonder who was working back when this recording. Is there a tape of the monitoring room? Yeah, here it is. Oh, before we check that out, did she flip the calendar forward or backwards? Backward. Oh, weird. They usually flip it forward. Yes! I've done something weird. It's my whole aim of this entire process was to do something weird. Oh shit, I clicked. Hello, kitty cat. There she goes. Wait, do you think... Did she follow them out? Oh, well, here's the last extended monitoring tape from the dock when they left. Fucking what, though? See? Told you he was one of those distillery guys. I guess you were right. The other guys came to pick him up for work, maybe? I don't like how they all hang out together. It's creepy. We hang out together and work together. Yeah, but it's not... They're like more than co-workers. I don't know. I just get this awful feeling whenever I see them, like I knew them once, but not anymore. Like when they make up a dead person to look like an old photograph of themselves. Sort of familiar, sort of strange. Yeah, exactly. There ought to be a word for that. Uncanny Valley? Something like that? Bye, kitty. Oh, they look like nice enough people. I'm sure she's very happy with them. Yeah. So, this has been a bit of a memory trip for you, huh? Bet you didn't expect these old tapes to stir you up so much. How does it feel with all these people to come up again? Weaver Marquez and Wise Will. I mean, and what was your boyfriend's name? The one who died in college? Charlie. Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet experience, actually. Like looking at photographs of people who've died or moved away. People that are gone. Gone, but not forgotten. No, not forgotten, you're right. That was a long interlude.